Hello, everybody. I'm Josh. I'm here doing a music review on some of my. I think this is how I'm going to be doing my. I just decided to give this a try. It's mostly I am trying to go through all my favorite records of the year and definitely ones that I listen to a lot. So I don't want to be like all the other channels where I'm like where they do music reviews where it's like they review everything. I just want to sit there and mostly because I think that this record needs to be like noticed for more than just metal people or post hardcore people that listen to the band. But I wanted to review Dance Gavin Dance's Afterburner album, mostly because I've been having it in heavy rotation for ever since it came out, even before when they first dropped the first few singles, like Prisoner and Strawberry's Wake. And I really enjoyed Strawberry. Like I think Prisoner was a very good like first song that they came out for the record. Especially they do a lot of creepy and weird like music videos. But definitely Strawberry's Wake was my favorite song so far off of the record, off of me listening to everything. Mostly because I feel so much for the lyrics. Like I think I understand a lot of the lyrics that go into the song and stuff like that. It makes me think of other people in my life and everything. So like I kind of have an emotional attachment to it, and that's how like a lot of these video or like songs on this record kind of felt like to me, especially because a lot of their music is it blends from a bunch of different areas. Like it does jazz, it does Spanish influences. Like a lot of different types of styles are into one of their videos or into one of their songs. And I've been listening to them ever since I've listened to Artificial Selection. Like, yeah, that was the most recent one that I started listening to. I forgot where I heard it, and like I just random spot, because I always try to look for like newer music or something that I enjoy. Sorry about all the like fruit flies or whatever that's around in the video, but I try to at least give certain things a shot when it comes to listening to different things. So I started listening to them from Artificial Selection and really love Tillian, and I love the guitar work from Will Swan, who's pretty much the leader of the band from what I hear from a lot of people. But so then I started going into their back catalog, and then just recently this Afterburner album came out, and a lot of the songs I dig a lot just because they are very weird. A lot of people might not like them just off of how many styles that they pull from a lot of the time, because they do like I think it's called Calamento, if I'm saying it right. I mean, I could be freaking awful at explaining it, but man, damn it. But Calentamiento Global. Like I think I'm saying that right. I could be totally wrong. But like I really like that one because it kind of has like a Spanish flavor to it. Like they tried to take it from a lot of Spanish roots with the song. So like, and especially a lot of the like the songs on this album made me like want to dance. Where it's kind of weird, where it makes you want to dance when you're listening to like hardcore screaming or like and stuff that you're not really thinking that you should dance to, but their grooves and everything else that they have in their songs just are so damn catchy that you just gotta be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna start moving around. That's how most of the album is to me. like especially one in a million, and I think it's called. Let me think. Parody Catharsis. Parody Catharsis is like one of my favorite songs on the record. There's like pretty much I love the whole record, but like certain songs on them I could just listen to over and over again, like several times over, and that's like Strawberries Ray Awake, Parody Catharsis, One in a Million. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Oh yeah, Three Wishes. I love Three Wishes just because I love how they do the whole knife wounds, the chorus and stuff like that. The chorus is just great, just because it's like so like positive, like how they're saying or singing everything, and then he's saying something super dark mixed with the very super light and catchy type of thing. So it makes it different for like, because most hardcore bands or like metal in general, it's like they have super deep lyrics or very negative lyrics where they're just talking about something super dark that happened to them in their life or to a degree, and then the music affects it. Like it'll sound like a lot heavier than you're used to. So like I love this band because they sit there and do something that not a lot of people are used to, where they try to make it like uplifting even though that they're talking about something dark. And especially John Mess's lyrics in the songs are so funny, just because most of them is like Tillian, like where he's telling a story throughout it, and then John Mess will say some shit that you're just like totally unsure, like where the fuck like what he's talking about in his side of the lyrics. And supposedly there's a huge thing where they're talking about where certain people go super in depth in what John Mess's versions of his lyrics are in most of the songs. And I don't know for sure. All I know is that I love the metal influences with everything else that blends to this band. I think that's why they got such a huge following now, is because their style is just totally them. Like, not a lot of bands do that certain style, and I think that's why it works for them, is that it's only one group that's doing it. Or like supposedly a lot of their label has like a lot of similar type bands, but most of them have Will Swan in them. So it's like, okay, you could tell like most of the other side bands kind of sound similar just because he's still in the band. So most of the songs I really haven't found any Dance Gavin Dance song that I haven't enjoyed at one point in time or another. Like there's just more songs that I enjoy more than the others. There's like super heavy songs on this record too. Like, I'm trying to think. I think it might be "Say Hi" that it is. That's like one of the heaviest songs on the record. Either that or it's like "Born to Fall" or "Parallels." "Parallels" is really cool. And mostly why I'm just talking about it instead of like playing snippets of the songs is like, I mean, I just don't want it to get claimed. I mean, I know that they own their own label and all that stuff. I'm just trying to do it where like they don't, I don't know, because a lot of the day and age with YouTube especially is like they'll claim everything even off of like a few seconds of like, even if it's fair use or not. So I'm thinking to try to do the review by itself where I'm talking about the record, and then I just recommend to you guys to at least check it out. That's the main thing. I shouldn't, you guys should at least listen to this record. That's mostly why I'm doing this video anyway, because I don't know if a lot of people are like, recommending it to a lot of people. But like, that's mostly why I'm trying to do this series. It's like for bands that not a whole lot of people are get behind, or like really perhaps no. Like I've had people listen to this band out on its own, like just especially Artificial Selection. I was just playing it like at work or wherever, and having other people listen to it while I had it going. And a lot of people have became fans from this band just off of like a couple of their records that I've had them listen to. So my main thing is that I definitely think that they should get more people, or at least more fans out of these records, and you shouldn't think more in depth into this record. You should just enjoy it as a whole. And I'm different. Like, it's very hard for me to like find an album that's I'm not gonna like, especially if like because I try to listen to every part of the song, like the guitar work, the drum work, like pretty much everything, like the beats of the song, how that works well with everything. So I don't try to, especially knowing that I'm not a musician, I'm just like a person that loves music. I try not to go towards that area when it comes to it. I just talk about like parts of songs that I love, or like parts that really just hit me where because I'm a metalhead completely, but I listen to like all sorts of stuff. But it makes me like, this is one of my top, like, I think it's probably my favorite album of the year so far. And there has been a lot of records that I've enjoyed, but like this one I keep on coming back to. It's like every few days, or like even every couple of days. Like I keep putting it on repeat, and just every song is just really good. I know that there's certain ones that I just don't like. I'm like, if they're skippable ones, like I could skip through, like if I'm not in the mood to listen to it right then. But all the songs on this record, I could listen from the beginning to the end, like especially if I just have it on in the background and I'm cleaning or whatever. So, like, and I ain't even gonna do a rating system. I'm just gonna do a recommendation type of review type of thing, where it's just like, if you guys like this type of stuff, because I mean, granted, it's gonna be a small, like, it's kind of a niche type of band, where like you might really enjoy like bands like Devil Driver and like Pantera and all sorts of stuff, and like all sorts of different stuff. But if you like bands that scream and sing a lot of the time in their music, like that's how I am with a lot of these bands, is that I will listen to them. And I think a lot of bands I like where they are melodic through a lot of it, where they sit there and they tell a story, but also at the same time, it's something that you could really sing to. Like certain bands, like I'm like, whenever I'm angry or whatever, that I could just listen to and rage to. But this band is like something that I could just definitely listen to when I'm like happy, sad, angry, whatever. Like it encompasses so much, where it shows like a lot of pain, a lot of range, a lot of happiness and stuff like that in their music. So I just sit there and I'm like, oh, okay, like I could pretty much listen to it at all times, like every day, really, no matter what type of mood I'm in. Certain other bands I could only listen to if I'm angry, or if I'm like kind of mad at the world type of stuff, or like if I'm really, really happy, I'll like listen to stuff that I could dance to or whatever. But like this band, I could listen to them for like ever, where it's like no matter what type and time it is, or like what my situation is. So that's mostly why I wanted to do this video, was because I don't even know who is reviewing this album or even talking about it. So I definitely think that people should check them out if you haven't checked them out already. So I guess it's time for me to wrap it up anyway. I don't want to talk about it for like 45 minutes. But well, I'm probably gonna do this. I don't even have like a title for like what I want to do for this video. I just mostly want to I want to just do videos when it comes to what I like or what I enjoy or what I put on repeat all the time. And you guys, if you guys enjoy me talking about this shit, you could always recommend stuff for me to listen to, and I could always review it sometime or something like that if that's what you care about, or if you even care to hear me talk about this shit in the first place. So, and all this stuff that we're like, I'm with my brothers and a couple of friends and stuff like that. Well, one of them's like pretty much a brother anyway. We've been friends for like 25 plus years or whatever, but we have the website that's attached to this video called The Heart of Geek, where it's a website and we have like music and wrestling and everything else. So if you guys enjoy any of the shit that I talk about, whether it's music or movies or just about anything, we're trying to start a lifestyle channel too, where it talks about like working out and everything else. But if you like any of that stuff, I'm gonna leave our socials and everything else. Where it's mostly all the Heart of Geek into it, like the Instagram account and everything. So if you guys really enjoy hearing us talk about this shit, or me, or whatever, and you decide to check it out, just go in the description and just go to like any of the socials or whatever. And we're always just about active, like we talk to everybody. So on that note, I'm gonna leave this here, and I guess I will talk to you guys in another video. See you guys later.